As you soccer fans out there may know, Sunday, June 11th concluded the FIFA U-20 World Cup, while Uruguay marched away with its first ever under-20 title.
Big opportunity, header in, goal! Uruguay!
Another country left the field making history as well. Israel. Wait a minute. Israel?
What?
Israel made it onto the international soccer stage for the first time, snacking bronze after beating South Korea. Now I know what you're thinking. Jews aren't necessarily known for their athletic prowess, right? While there's a pretty incredible history of Jews in sports like baseball and basketball, soccer, or football, depending on where you're from, hasn't exactly been one of them.
How about I go ahead and address the larger than average elephant in the room?
No, I have never coached the sport that you folks call football.
For years, Israelis of all shapes and stripes have dreamed of watching their country rise up in an international soccer tournament. And this year, that dream came true. After Israel's third place win, the country exploded with celebration, hailing the group of 21 young Israelis who just a few months ago had been anonymous teens. The semifinal against Uruguay was Israel's most watched TV program of the night. Team spokesman Dotan dubbed the win the biggest thing in Israeli sports in the last 30 years. And television announcer Jonathan Cohen spoke of it as an almost revelational experience. You will tell this night to your children, and they will tell it to your grandchildren. That's like a play on words from Passover. Figures across the political spectrum took to Twitter to congratulate the team. This was a historic win, sure, but it's just a game, right? Well, not really. Soccer has long appealed to Jews. There's always been something about it that captures the Jewish Zionist spirit. As early as the late 1800s, Jews from Britain to Vienna, Sydney to Buenos Aires, Berlin to Riga started establishing soccer leagues. By the 1990s, British Jews were twice as likely to be football fans compared to their non-Jewish counterparts. So many Jews invested both financially and emotionally in the British club Spurs that fans started dubbing themselves the Yids. Soccer became a source of both national and Jewish pride, a blending of identities for thousands of diaspora Jews. Similarly, Israel has always strived to define itself by a unique paradox, existing as a distinctly Jewish state while also seeking to be a nation like any other nation. In many ways, Israel has succeeded in fulfilling the dream of appearing on the map alongside other nations. It has won Nobel Prizes in chemistry, economics, literature. Its cities have become high-tech capitals of the world. It made its mark in pop culture, placing in Eurovision for multiple years. We made a video about that, check it out. The Israeli under-20 performance is another way Israel is fulfilling that dream. As a result, a new Israeli identity can now emerge, an Israel that holds its own among international soccer superstars, the Zionist dream of the Israeli who is not just smart, but strong and athletic. On top of all that, it's personal for me. My uncle Spencer runs a soccer camp in New Jersey called Rovers, check it out, with divisions named after icons like Pele, Maradona, Platini, and Beckenbauer. From what I remember as a kid, there wasn't a Jewish person or Israel's name yet, but maybe we can start thinking that way. Maybe Israel's win could be a signal for the next generation. I hope so. But perhaps most importantly, the Israeli under-20 team highlights what makes Israel unique. In a true display of the diversity of Israeli society, the team joins together Jews, Muslim Arabs, and Bedouins. In fact, an Arab citizen of Israel, 18-year-old Anan Kalaili, was the team's leading scorer, with Hamza Shibli and Ahmed Salman also playing vital roles. The Israeli national soccer team is the most representative team in the country because it is composed of the diversity that comprises the state of Israel, regardless of religion or ethnicity. That's what the director who welcomed the young Israeli team to Argentina said at the team's opening event. And New York Times columnist Tom Friedman, heard of him? Well, listen to what he said. He hailed the team as Israel's emerging blended society on full display. It's pretty cool. Let's be clear, this diversity isn't new among Israeli sports teams. But in a time when emotions have been running high, with hundreds of thousands of people taking to Israeli streets over proposed judicial reforms, this public display of unity is more important than ever. Even while agitation grows on the Lebanon border and Israeli security forces and Arab communities clash, the under-20 team's win has given Arab citizens of Israel something to celebrate. It makes us happy and proud that despite all the racism we've been through, we are a success. That's what sports analyst Nadine Aboud Laban explained. We know there are big doors that will open to them, and this makes us really proud. That feeling of national pride, that transcending of political and racial boundaries, was the under-20 coach Ophir Chaim's goal come true. To unite this amazing, wonderful country, as he said. If the relationship in the country between Jews and Arabs will be like the national teams of Israel, we will be in a good situation, team spokesperson Eitan Dotan said. Sports are remarkably unifying experiences. I love sports! And there's something really beautiful about that. But why is any of this significant for anyone other than Israelis? I'll tell you. For one, Israel taking third place reflects Israel's unity, placing it on the map as a nation like any other nation, and changing perspectives on who and what an Israeli can be, what a Jewish person could be, what a country could be like Israel. At the same time, this represents the strength of Israeli society and the benefits that come from recognizing and celebrating the country's diversity. And lastly, one more thing. In a time when divisions are fierce and tensions are high, I don't want to say higher than ever, but they're really high, this win signifies a moment when all Israelis can come together and toast to pure, sweet victory.